Hey everyone, my name is Josh, and I'm with the Ghostbusters West Virginia Division, and it's time for another Story Time with a Ghostbuster. And tonight we're going to be doing Ghostbusters 2, a little storybook based off of the events of the second movie in the Ghostbuster series. And yes, I am a Ghostbuster, and yes, I am with the West Virginia Division, and yes, I'm doing this to see what I can do to, help make you smile a little bit. I know things are a little bit weird right now, and you're not always able to go do the things you want to do outside. And I know you're probably feeling a little bit bored and stir crazy. I know I am. Even the ghosts have been taking time off, so I'm just at home. So I just wanted to take a chance, take a time, and read a little book to you. And hey, if it makes you smile, that's wonderful. And hey, it will get better. I promise. So, Ghostbusters 2. All right, and here we go. It was party time for slime. The Ghostbusters, Ray, Peter, Egon, and Winston, were out of business. After wiping out Gozer the Gozerian and half of New York, they were banned from ghostbusting. Their glory days seemed gone for good. Then their old friend Dana Barrett's baby Oscar and his buggy took off on a supernatural cruise down the middle of the street in New York City, and that's just not safe for anybody involved. But Dana knew just who to call. The Ghostbusters. The buggy stopped right here, Dana told Ray. They stood in the middle of the street, also not a good idea, as Peter directed traffic, really not a good idea, and cars honked and whizzed by. Now, let's try the Geiger meter, said Egon. When he turned it on, the needle went crazy. The Ghostbusters were on to something big. While she worked at the art museum, Dana was worried. She seemed to attract strange happenings. First, it was the runaway buggy. Next, there was this creepy guy named Janos Poha, who worked with her and kept asking her out for a date. Then there was the weird painting he was restoring, a portrait of Vigo the Carpathian, who looked like Dracula's brother-in-law. Once or twice, Dana was sure Vigo's eyes turned to watch her as she walked by. And that's when she got out of the studio that day. Fast. When Ray, Peter, and Egon drilled through the street where Dana buggies landed, they found an old manhole cover with an airshaft below. Egon held the gigameter over it. And there is our bad guy, Vigo the Carpathian. It's just a painting. Or is he? We need a deeper reading, said Egon. Someone has to go down. Well, they drew straws and gave each other dirty looks. But then, finally, Ray was chosen. Thanks, boys, said Ray as they lowered him into the deep, dark shaft. At the bottom was Van Horn Station, part of an old underground railway. The gigameter went wild. And then Ray saw it. It's a river of slime, yelled Ray. It's glowing and moving. It's alive. It's eating my boots. Haul me up now. And by the time Ray reached street level, he had managed to get a slime sample but had knocked out all the lights in the city. Several cops were waiting impatiently to haul the Ghostbusters off to jail. And to be fair, if you knock out power in half the city, the police probably are going to have a few things to say about it. But you would have thought they would have been more concerned about that. At the trial, things didn't look good for the Ghostbusters. The judge's nickname was the Hammer. Their lawyer, Lois Tully, was a former terror dog. Probably wasn't going to go well for them. You're fakes and tricksters. 18 months in jail and $25,000 fine each, said the judge. As he spoke, the jar of slime on the tables came to life. And then 2 ghosts popped out of it, blue and electrified. It's the Scoleri brothers, screamed the judge, as 2 very ugly ghosts popped out for the jar and do something. Oh, they did something all right. And do something, he begged the Ghostbusters. I sentenced them in 1948, and now they want to hurt me. Maybe they just want to appeal their case, cracked Peter. The judge quickly dismissed the Ghostbusters case, and they grabbed their particle throwers. They blasted the Scoleri brothers until the ghosts were herded safely into the traps. The whole courtroom cheered wildly. The Ghostbusters were back in business and ready to kick some slime. But Dana still had problems. As she got Oscar ready for his bath one night, she didn't notice that the tub filled up with pink slime instead of water. And that's never good when you have your bathroom appliances do something like that. Never, ever good. We talked about that in a previous book. She started to put Oscar in the tub. It closed around him like a big mouth, and Dana screamed. She snatched up Oscar and ran straight for Peter's apartment while the tub threw up buckets of slime. Again, really not good if your bathroom starts throwing up buckets of slime. It's particularly frowned upon. Call us. We'll do something. Whether we call a plumber or come ourselves, we will do something. That bathtub tried to eat Oscar, Dana told Peter, and that awful painting of Vigo keeps watching me, too. We'll check it out, said Peter. You'd better stay here. Well, the Ghostbusters didn't find anything in Data's tub, so the next day they went to the museum. The Geiger-meter led them straight to Vigo's portrait. As Ray stared at it, Vigo's eyes burned right through him. There was definitely something weird about the painting, but the Ghostbusters couldn't say exactly what it was. Ray, Winston, and Egon decided to go underground again. At Van Horn Station, Ray threw a line into the slime to measure the depth. Is the line sinking? Asked Winston. No, the slime is rising, replied Egon. Let's get out of here, boys, said Ray. Ray tried to pull out the line. Even with Egon and Winston helping, the slime was winning. Winston was jerked into the ooze, and his buddies jumped in after him. When they finally climbed to safety through a manhole in front of the museum, Winston shouted, "Were you trying to drown me?" And then they started fighting. You don't want to get in a fight with someone, and you really don't want to get in a fight with someone when you're this messy. Quick, get out of your clothes, Egon told them. It's this mood slime. It's taking on everyone's bad vibes. It's pure evil. And look, it's flowing right into the museum. We've got to tell the mayor that this slime is hot and ready to pop. Meanwhile, inside the museum, Yano stood in front of Vigo's portrait, and Vigo was speaking. I, Vigo, command you to bring me Dana's child, so that I might live again. That's kind of creepy no matter who says it. Back at Peter's loft, Dana had Oscar left alone in the bedroom. Suddenly, she heard a cry. She ran into the bedroom, and Oscar was on a window ledge, 50 feet above the street. That's scary for a baby. I'm going to be honest. That's scary for me. As Dana watched in horror, a ghost appeared next to the ledge. It was a nanny with a baby buggy, but her face looked exactly like Janos. Dana screamed, and the ghost nanny picked up Oscar and shot off through the air. Dana rushed to the museum to find her baby. The moment the museum door closed behind her, slime covered the building. Now we've gone from bathrooms to full buildings, and really this is when things start getting very strange. So be sure that you've called the professionals at this point if you haven't already. Inside, Dana found not only Oscar, but Janos. "What do you want with my child?" she asked. "Tomorrow night, at midnight on New Year's Eve, Oscar will be the vessel for Vigo to live again," said Janos. "No," Dana said, and tried to take Oscar back, but Vigo's power whisked him away. Dana could only hope for the Ghostbusters' help. The mayor hadn't believed their story about the slime. Hardmeyer, the mayor's aide, had them locked up and away. But overnight, the slime hit the fan. Plumbing, buildings, and fans. Very bad. Slime dripped into the Hudson River. The Titanic arrived at Pier 34 with a load of ghosts. Slime splashed from the Plaza Hotel fountain and brought a mink coat to life. All of those are very scary, except for the Hudson River part. That's just normal. We can't help with normal. By the time the Ghostbusters escaped and got to the museum, the city crews had tried everything from blowtorches to jackhammers to break the slime shell. Not even the Ghostbusters particle throwers worked. Okay, our equipment's good. Not always perfect. Sometimes we have to adapt, which is exactly what the guys did. "We need a symbol to bring out the best in everyone and mellow out this slime," said Egon. His eye fell on Ecto-2's New York State license plate with a Statue of Liberty symbol. Peter, Ray, and Winston saw it too. They headed for Liberty Island in New York Harbor. Soon the Ghostbusters were busily wiring the Statue of Liberty and frosting her with slime. Then Peter let the slime's favorite song blast from a boombox. The statue began to move. See, not all slime is bad. We use, and I specifically use, a special kind of slime that's mood slime, like the other stuff the guys got dunched in. Now, the slime that they got covered in was bad slime. It was evil slime. It made them angry. the kind of slime that I use in the tank that I usually carry around, it makes people feel good and they smile and they have fun, and it's good slime. It's positively charged. And that's what they used to make the statue walk. And look, there she goes right down the street. Liberty walked through the Hudson River while the Ghostbusters rode safely at her crown. Soon she was stomping up Broadway to the cheers of the huge New Year's Eve crowds. It was almost midnight. When they reached the museum, Liberty smashed the skylight with her torch. The Ghostbusters slid into the studio just as Vigo took Oscar into his arms. Dana grabbed her baby, and Vigo roared with rage. The Ghostbusters hoed down Janos and then aimed their slime blowers at Vigo, who grabbed Ray. "Go ahead, do it!" gasped Ray as Winston fired. Vigo melted off the canvas, revealing another painting below. Peter, Winston, and Egon rushed over to Ray, who seemed okay. Janos also returned to normal. They all looked at the new painting. There were 4 angels and a baby in it, who looked strangely like the Ghostbusters and Oscar. When the Ghostbusters went outside the museum with Dana and her baby, wild cheering broke out in the crowd. And people sang, and people danced, and people had a wonderful time. But it was not only the Ghostbusters that the people had to thank for saving the city. Liberty had done her share of slime kicking and saved the day. And the new year, too. Vigo was safely put back in his painting, order was restored to New York City, and all the slime went away. And that was our story for tonight from Ghostbusters 2. I hope you enjoyed, and like I said, I know things are a little scary in the world right now. They will get better. Things will go back to somewhat normal, I promise. And I know you're a little bit bored sitting at home right now. That's okay. There will be more time to go out and have fun. I promise. And until the next one, you know who to call.